What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 32 of Park to Prem here with Nottingham Forest. And today we are back with some Champions League action. Yes, I left things last episode, and I didn't quite realise how soon after last episode that the season was just going to begin in terms of our Champions League campaign. And while you might be wondering, how was the draw, Jack? You know, was it a good one? We were a fourth seed. We're in a group of death. I think group of death is probably an understatement. Group of, I don't know, what's worse than death? Murder? I think when you look at this, Milan, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, and ourselves, it doesn't get much worse than that. I mean, last year I thought we were unfortunate with the Inter Milan draw. I think this is probably a little bit worse. So yes, today we've got a game against Atletico Madrid, and then we're also going to do a game against AC Milan as a little bit of a double header. And as I said, this game is coming not long after the previous episode, where of course we had a triple header. I want to breeze through the results since we're last here, so let's talk about them. We got a win. Actually, we got two wins, but the first of them was against Wolverhampton Wanderers, a game that we dominated. They had two shots on target that both found the back of the net. All in all, though, a good performance. Wolverhampton Wanderers had won 3 on the bounce going into this game, and whilst it wasn't particularly comfortable, a late goal for Piotr was the difference maker. It was a win, and we needed it. And then, well, we took on Cardiff, of course, newly promoted to the Premier League this year. We beat them 4-1. Van Dijk missed 2 penalties in this game. He could have had a hat-trick. As it stands, he's got 1 goal for us in 6 games in all competitions. Considering we've signed him to be our kind of superstar signing and superstar attacker, for him to miss all the chances in this game was a little bit disappointing. Also worth noting, Cardiff had Jamie Cumming in goal for them, so nice to see a familiar face, a former player of ours way back at Lincoln, popping up again in the save game, and I love the fact he's worked his way up to the Premier League with Cardiff City after, of course, he was released by Chelsea. It was quite nice to see him, although it was not so nice when he was saving a penalty against us. Also for this game, changed things up when it came to the formation, which we'll talk about in just a second, but not before we talk about the transfer window, because there was a little bit of business to be done before the window slammed shut. Gustavo Assunção signed last year for £11 million from Valencia. We've moved him on for £27.5 million to Roma. This was the kind of deal where they came in, they bid £25 million, I negotiated them slightly up. Ultimately, that kind of money, £27.5 million for a 30-year-old who was on the bench, I can't really turn that down. And with that money, I have reinvested it a little bit. So let's talk about it. No players joining us right away, but if we just look here, a few new faces to take a gander at. The first of which is Bohak, the player who I wasn't sure if we were going to sign or not last episode. I decided to pull the trigger on this signing. I convinced myself that for £11 million it was worth it. And then he went and tore his calf muscle, and he's out for the next quarter of a year. So, bit unfortunate. Hopefully that's not going to hold him back too much. I feel like crying, everyone. £11 million spent on him. Let's hope that that isn't a recurring injury issue. Anyway, 2 other transfers. Thomas is joining us for £2.5 million, not for 18 months. He's going to be signing from Real Madrid. He's an Ecuadorian international at the age of 16. Looks like a really, really good player. Super consistent. Lots of potential. And he's an Ecuador international at 16. He could end up setting a record for number of caps if he can have an immense career, which he looks like he could well have. And while the other player we've signed, not for a small amount of money too, Alexi Korotokov, I've probably said that incorrectly, signed him from Shakhtar Donetsk for £9.5 million. Yeah, that's a lot of money, isn't it, really? But fairly ambitious personality, a ton of potential. He's only 17. I really, really like the look of him. He won't be joining us for a little while. In fact, he only just turned 17. So, super young player, amazing technicals, great speed. His physicals on the whole aren't too bad. It's going to be interesting to see how he performs for us going forward. But anyway, we've got our first game in our return to the Champions League. And I hinted at a change in approach, and this is what I've been playing as of the Cardiff game, and I really liked how we played in it, so I think we're going to go with it again. I guess some of this isn't too eyebrow raising. Van Dijk playing at shadow striker isn't that weird. He's a very well suited player to that kind of role. Maybe the most confusing, I suppose, sight is Adrian Smith playing out on the right hand side as an inverted winger on support, but make no mistake, he is so well suited to this role on his left foot. And I feel like he could do a really good job here for us. He's been playing again for the England team a little bit, been back in the national team, as has Lind, who has scored his first ever international goal for England. And this does mean that Lind and Ricketts, they're going to kind of make a creative duo in midfield. And then I think the big benefit of this shifting system actually is Urk gets to cut in on his right foot, Smith gets to cut in on his left. And I think Van Dijk, he's not convinced me in the wide area, basically. 10 crossing, maybe I'm being a bit reactionary. I mean, look at him. He's such a high-quality player. He's super consistent. I think he just needs to settle into the team a little bit, and then it won't be a problem. But, of course, whenever you come to a new country, there's plenty of kind of learning obstacles. Sometimes players hit the ground running, and they just pick up their form where they left it off. Other times, it takes a little bit longer. Although today wouldn't be a bad time for him, I suppose, to start putting in some really good performances. Anyway, at the back, we've got Calafiori, Silva, Peter Shaq, and Regina. And, of course, Toby in goal. Nothing too crazy going on there. This is only a slight adaptation of the 4-2-3-1 that you may remember we used a couple of times over the course of last season. But anyway, we're playing away from home against Atletico Madrid. Some would call it brave to play a 4-2-3-1, where we're looking to be positive. Some would probably call it stupid as well. Also worth noting that with a Sun Sao leaving the club, Tudor gets a spot on the bench, and I feel like this guy's actually really good. You can see here as a deep line playmaker, he ticks a hell of a lot of the boxes. I mean, in fact, he's an incredible deep line playmaker, make no mistakes, but also as an advanced playmaker, I think he can come in and do a job on that area of the pitch as well if we need him to. Of course, 19 years old, got international experience. I don't think a Champions League stage is going to be too intimidating for him. At least, I hope it's not going to be too intimidating for him. If we need to bring him on off the bench, I would hope that he can have an impact. But anyway, let's get into this. As I said, we've got this game against Atletico. Then we've got AC Milan in about 2 weeks. I wouldn't have normally perhaps done this game so soon after last episode. But just given, I guess, the whole excitement that I had around the Champions League, about our return to the Champions League for Nottingham Forest, it wouldn't have felt right if I didn't do the first game of us being in the competition. So here we are. Hopefully we're going to be able to get a good little result here. That is the dream. Although I'm all too aware it's going to be very, very difficult today. Atletico Madrid, they're the number 1 seed. They're pretty good. And well, they're bringing the ball forward here. Although we're going to dispossess them. Adrian Smith with it out on the left. Keep a close eye on him to see how he does. Obviously on the right-hand side of the pitch for us in his new role, which I'm not overly attached to him playing, but after the Cardiff game and having re-reviewed the squad, I felt like this system made a lot of sense. I think sometimes when you play Football Manager as AMLO, oh my word, I thought he was going to score a screamer. Sometimes with Football Manager, you go into a club, don't you, with a really clear idea of how the best lineup is. And then over time, players come and go, but you don't really adapt things. And I feel like this 4-2-3-1 really came as a kind of result of me going back to the drawing board, pretending I was newly arriving at the club, and re-evaluating everything, and it just kind of felt like it made sense in a lot of ways. Either way, let's hope that it makes sense on the pitch as well as off it. I mean, something can look great on paper. We've all been there. You make a tactic in Football Manager, you're dead chuffed with it, and then it goes completely wrong, doesn't it? And it just doesn't really work. Hopefully that's not going to be the case with this system. As I said earlier, it's not too different to a system that we played last year. AMLO, Van Dijk, superb ball through. AMLO, you've got to finish those. You've got to finish those, AMLO. 1-on-1, keeper dives down to his right, parries it round the post. But that was a great opportunity, and it was Van Dijk with the ball through. Unfortunately, we can't find the head of Piotr. Worth noting, Urk in training has continued to develop. He's absolutely insane. Urk is the player who every time you check your training update, he's just got like a 9.9 rating in training, and it's just green arrows everywhere, and it's just a beautiful sight, to be frank. Tell you what else is a beautiful sight, the fact that all these highlights are going in our favour. We've been on top in this game so far, but unfortunately, no breakthrough inside the first 20 minutes. Although a set piece here, Ricketts whips in Piotr, Smith is there at the back post, first goal of the season for him. And I do wonder if playing out on the right-hand side from open play, we might see his name a bit more on the score sheet. He's got it in his locker. He was there at the right place at the right time. The number 3 there is just daydreaming. Who is that? Name and shame them. Romero on a yellow card. Garbage. We take a deserved lead in this game. But for how long can we hold on to it? That's the question. Because you have to assume that Atletico are going to show a little more in this game than they've shown in the opening stages. As they have a chance here. Ball whipped in. Danny Olmo. He's not retired yet, has he? He scores. Makes it 1-1. And yeah, we dominated the first 25 minutes. We looked by far and away the better team, took the lead. Within a matter of minutes, we're back all square. Ball whipped in here. Who doesn't win the header? Who can we blame? I mean, Silva's gone for that, I think, but I'm not sure it was even Silva's to go for. I'm Piotr, mate. You looked a bit lazy there. That's all I got to say on the matter. Right, let's not get too panicky here. Ultimately, this is a very tough game away from home against Atletico Madrid, and so far, we're being competitive, and then some, to be fair. That's all I can really ask for here. 1-1 at the break, words of encouragement. I'm pleased with that, boys. The media, they don't believe in you. They don't think we've got a chance in hell. I will also say, I love this sight. I love this sight of all these yellow cards on the wing where Erk likes to play because he is so quick. I say all of that. He's very, very tired right now. And suddenly, we're 20 minutes into the second half and nothing's happened. Until now, as Regina launches it forward, Erk is there on the volley. Bomber. He's made a save, then he's walked through the post. I'm not sure if the shot was even going in, but we've got a corner. Ricketts to whip it in. Goals. Piotr heads over. Feels like I say that at least once every video. Van Dijk again has had a really poor game. I feel bad for him, but I'm going to haul him off here and I'm going to bring in Marcelo. Elsewhere, Lynn's been a bit quiet today, so you know what? We're going to bring in Tudor. Talked about possibly giving him his debut. He's going to get a chance here, the young Romanian. 19 years young. He's coming on for another 19-year-old in the midfield. I feel like the future's looking pretty bright for us at the back here. I mean, there is a highlight going on. Could anything come of it? Could anything come of it? Regina, options in the middle, can't beat his first man. Smith, though, to Ricketts. I feel optimistic and hopeful here, but I do think this is a pointless highlight. Oh my word, Ricketts battling away, falls to Smith. To Van Dijk, who's coming off. He might not know it yet. Maybe one last chance to have an impact on the game. Back post header over the bar. With that, off you go, mate. Off you go. Walk away. Think about what you've done. 20 minutes left. One last shout of demand more, maybe. I say one last shout. There's definitely time for one more after this. Ball down the line. Oh my word, Amlo hits the crossbar. Marcelo coming on off the bench to play shadow striker. He's a threat in the air. Flicked on the throw in, unfortunately. That shot from range just over the bar. But we might have another chance here. Calafiori can't beat his first man with the throw in, but it's out to Silva. Of course, big signing from Benfica. He's not been a super standout player so far this year, but I feel like it's difficult for centre-backs to stand out. Smith whips it in, can't beat his first man, but Ricketts down to Tudor. Ricketts takes it round his man, tries to give it to his English friend in Smith, and now the ball's forward to Mefta. Brings it forward, smashes it just over the bar. That was a little close for comfort. I did not enjoy watching that. I have one last sub. What do I want to do? Steve Secker, on you come for Amlo. Is that controversial to take off Amlo for Stevie Secker? Some might be unhappy. The South Africans amongst us are cheering away. I love the faith that's been shown in their national team star. Of course, on the bench this year, but I'm hoping he's going to have a really significant impact on the bench when he does come on. Oh my word. Shot blocked again. I think it would have been offside. Did not enjoy watching that. We deserve at least a point here. The fact that another highlight has begun, I don't know whether to love or detest. Calafiori, inside to Tudor, now with Erk. Erk the Turk. Back to Calafiori. Ricketts down this left-hand side. A little bit of space ahead of him. Gives it to Calafiori. The left-back takes it round one. Could play it inside here. Takes it round another. Ball of quality into the middle, maybe? No, lays it short to Tudor. Back with Calafiori. Tudor, edge the box, Ricketts. He can hit them from here. Not a lot of time or space to squeeze away a shot, though. Gives a goes with Erk. Now back to Calafiori. This is lovely build-up play. Is their end product? Marcelo hits the crossbar, and Steve Secker's there for the goal. I don't know how that's gone in. I think it's just been kicked and hit him in the head off the defender. What a sub. What a sub. I'm a genius. Sorry, Amlo. You can... Maybe I feel like Steve Secker can't start games, but if he's going to do this on off the bench, I'll be happy. The build-up play was superb. In the end, it's just a very fortuitous goal, but the build-up play before it absolutely deserved that at the end of it. 4 minutes left. I'm not going to go defensive, but I will start to time waste. 3 minutes, there's a throw-in. Don't do this to me, Football Manager. Don't hurt me like this. Away from home against Atletico Madrid, on our return to Europe, to win this game, it'd be what dreams are made of. It'd be a fairy tale. They've got a chance here. It's gone just wide of the post. That was very uncomfortable. Blow the whistle, ref. That's that. 2-1, Shirley. It's done. Huge result. Fortuitous goal at the end. I think we deserve that on the whole. I will say, they did get a little bit more into the game late on, as indicated by this surge in chances. But we took our opportunities. We got a little bit of luck, but we were brave, we were bold, and we got a win. And in this group of death, getting an early win helps us out really, really massively. And we get £2.5 million for it, everyone. I mean, what's not to love? Anyway, I'm not going to dilly-dally. We've got a game against Milan in a couple of weeks. We're going to come back for that one. Can we make it 2 wins in 2? It's away from home again. Let's see how we get on, shall we? Okay guys, we are back here for game number 2 against AC Milan. It's the start of October and we have played a few games. Shall we talk about them? It's been a bit of a mixed bag. Not ideal, especially the first result against Brighton, but from there, I've seen some reasons to be optimistic. So yes, we took on Brighton straight after the Atletico Madrid game, and we lost quite convincingly. It finished 1-0. It was Liam Delap with the goal. A big ball through the middle. He tucked it away nicely, to be fair to him. We were very slow getting going in this game, and it wasn't until we made some subs that the game really changed at all in our favour. But as you can see here, one great chance for Brighton. They took it. They really didn't do anything for the majority of the game, but we started slowly. We never got going. We didn't score. You don't win games if you can't score, everyone. I know, that is expert analysis, isn't it? Anyway, the next game we had was against Coventry. A 7-3 win in the EFL Cup, third round. Bit of a rotated team here. Great to see, though, Cameron Ferguson grab a hat-trick for us. I really have high hopes for this guy. I want to start featuring him in the team every now and then. Loads of potential, super consistent performer. 3 goals and an assist in this one, albeit against League One opposition. I don't know, reasons to be optimistic, I feel like. And while most recently we took on Burnley, a 2-0 win in this one, Amlo scored a nice little finish to start the game. It was a great little assist by Van Dijk. And well, Van Dijk, he got a second assist in this game. Criticised him for his slow start to the season, but he showed glimpses in this game of what he's all about. And the assist for the second goal was really nice. The finish was good too. Deserved result. 1 win, 1 loss in the league, continuing on in the AFL Cup. Hopefully that tees us up nicely for this game against Milan. You can see, just looking at the league table, we are down in 7th, but no one really running away with the title this year, much to our luck, really. After our start, I was concerned that we were going to be, 10 points off the teams towards the top at this point in the season. The good news is, we're not. We're very much within touching distance, and obviously we've played a few of the tougher games to start the season. Anyway, in terms of team news for today's game, of course, we're going into this game in the Champions League. It's the second game of the group stage, and there's no injuries other than Amlo. Yeah, I say that like there's nothing major going on. Amlo, everyone, he is out with a torn wrist ligament for up to 5 weeks. That is bad news for us, but it's good news for Stevie Secker, because he's going to get given the nod and a chance to show us what he's all about playing up top for us. The South African international, of course, was the PFA Young Player of the Year 2 years ago. Last season, he was having a great year, and then it got wrecked. To put it bluntly, it got wrecked by that broken leg injury. This year, coming on off the bench, he's not quite had the same impact, but now he gets an extended chance in the first team. And while looking at the Champions League group, you can see here Milan and Dortmund drew in their opening game. So with a win here, we could put ourselves in a really commanding position in this group of death after just 2 games played. That certainly has to be the aim. In terms of team selection, besides Seka coming in, nothing else too crazy going on. Going to continue to play the 4-2-3-1. Really liked how it's going. Just continuing to develop, looks really solid out on the left-hand side. Would love to see him getting a few more assists added to his game, but all in all, his average ratings haven't been too bad to start the season in the league campaign. Over on the right-hand side, Smith, going to take him a little while to get going, I feel like, in this new role for him, but I'm confident that he is going to be able to do it for us. It's very weird with Adrian Smith. He's played centre mid, defensive left winger, and now he's playing inverted winger out on the right. A man who I feel a bit sorry for. I've pigeonholed him into many different positions. I don't think it's really a case of putting a square peg into a round hole. I think he is just a super versatile player. He's also one of those players where I don't think he's super standout in any one role. He's just kind of quite good at a few different ones. Which, to be fair, can be pretty beneficial, and obviously we felt the benefits of it during his time at the club. Anyway, let's get into this. We are taking on AC Milan. This is going to be a tough one. Amlo out injured is a big miss for us in terms of their team. They've got Rafa Leao out on the left, Tonali, Rainier playing down the middle as well. So they've got some pretty big names in their team. As for us, well, here it is. It's the team that I think I'm starting to settle on. Obviously, we do play with two playmakers in this system, which I'm going to be honest, a few years ago I was very adamant it didn't really work in Football Manager, but I feel like I've changed my mind on it. And obviously over the course of the last few years of playing Football Manager, I do feel like I've changed how I play the game a little bit. And I do now feel like two playmakers can actually work really nicely as a combination. Kind of, you've always got an out ball in the middle for the centre-backs to play it out to. Either way, let's get into this and see how we get on. As we're going to try and build it out from the back. Milan pressing high leaves me a little nervous. Of course, the game against Atletico Madrid was away from home, and it was a bit of a bold decision to play on the front foot and play attacking. You could argue it's very much the same here, away from home against Milan. Of course, this is the same stadium we lost it against Inter in, a couple of months ago now, back in the Europa League. So this isn't a happy hunting ground. Hopefully, we're going to put our demons to rest as they have a chance here. And that's a really nice finish by Antonio Vocaturo. I'm going to assume that's a regen. He's wearing the number 7 shirt, so you know he must be an absolute baller. Third goal of the season for him. Throw-in taken short. A bit of a... Smith and Van Dijk. Bit of daydreaming there. I think it has to be said. Would have expected better from Smith especially. But they have got an early goal. It was Vocaturo with it. Is he any good? Yeah, he's model professional personality. He's capped for Italy. He looks pretty solid. He's got 20, I think that was agility or balance. He's got 20 something. He's good physically. But we've got our own throw-in methods as the ball's launched in towards Secca. It's dealt with though. And now Rafa Leao to bring the ball forward for Milan. Can we force a turnover in possession? They're knocking the ball around nicely. Of course, with players like Tonali in their team, it's going to be difficult to wrestle the ball off them, you imagine, at times in this game, as he finds a little bit of space to attack into and thread through Musa. Oh my word. I mean, Simon Musa scores his first goal of the season. That pass from Tonali, that was sick. I think, can I use the word sick? Am I too old to use the word sick? He attacks the space here, the centre mid, and you kind of wonder, where's he going to go? And he just sees a pass that I don't think anyone sees. Perfectly weighted. Musa tucks it away. Not a good start here. Not a good start here at all. I say all of that. I don't want to overreact here because they've had two really good opportunities and taken them. But I wouldn't say, well, I was about to say that I wouldn't say they dominate it. With an extra shot on target, now it looks a little more in their favour. But it's certainly not been entirely one-way traffic. Maybe we can evaluate things at half-time, but we might need to get there at 2-0. If they score another, as it's Tonali to Musa again. Piotr stands up tall this time, but Castro with space again. Tonali finding these killer passes. Piotr, that was a risky slide tackle. Apparently he's won it. Could we break now? Not with passes like that towards Steve Secca. He's not the most athletic of lone forwards, is Steve Secca. He's not exactly got a spring in his step. Unfortunately, big balls over the top aren't really going to work with him. Not quick enough, I don't feel like, to capitalise on them. At least not without defensive errors to aid him. Anyway, it's Fazzini here down this left-hand side. This has been a long highlight. What is going to come of it? Tonali to Fazzini again, out on this left-hand side. Vocaturo, he's already scored once from a similar position. This time he plays it inside, and it's Rainier there again. I mean, can we go back to the 2-1 Atletico result? That was a good result, wasn't it? Let's remember that one fondly. Elsewhere, Atletico actually losing 3-0 to Dortmund. So, this makes the groups very, very close at the top if things stay as they are right now. We would drop down to third with Dortmund and Milan on 4 points apiece. And that would actually mean that the games against Dortmund that we're going to have upcoming suddenly bear even more significance than they did previously. Anyway, Ricketts to Calafiori. Takes it down well out on the left-hand side, of course. Returning to Italy here. Gives it to Van Dijk. Option inside. It's Erk. Van Dijk tries to take it on his own. Falls to Lind. Erk. Calafiori. Ricketts. He can hit them. He can hit them. Plays it through to Regina. Falls kindly. He tucks it away. Bit of fortune about that, but we will take it. 3-1. We fight back, and it's the right back. An unlikely hero getting us the goal there. Not a man I would have had on my betting slip to get a goal in this game. Ball through was great. Fazzini gets kind of a toe to it, but not significantly enough of a toe on the end of it. It still finds its way to Regina. He tucks it away. It's 3-1 here. We're not done yet. Don't go switching channels. Don't go and watch the Dortmund game thinking this one's dead. There's still time. I'm going to throw a water bottle, though. That's going to help me feel better. I'm going to throw a water bottle, and then I'm going to try and hype up the players. Hands on the hips. I mean, most of them loved it. Paulo Silva, he's newly acclimatised to the dressing room. He doesn't know about my hands on my hips. He doesn't know the power that they possess. Either way, this has been an even game. I don't really want to change anything. Although with half an hour left, obviously, there is now a need, I suppose, to go slightly more attacking. Seka's been poor today. I'm going to bring in Marcelo to play at centre attacking mid. I'm going to move Van Dijk into the middle. Adrian Smith and Erk have been quiet today. I could do a little bit of a shuffle. I'm going to move Marcelo onto the left, Erk onto the right, and then actually I'm going to bring in Ferguson down the middle. I really like Ferguson, and Van Dijk, obviously he's naturally a striker. I'm kind of playing him a little bit out of position because I feel like he's good enough to play those positions. But let's give him a chance to show us what he's all about in his natural spot, shall we? Going to go with the double change, and actually I'm going to change the inverted wingers to be on attack here, and then I'm going to change Ferguson to just play advanced playmaker on support. He's got pretty good creativity on the whole. Advanced playmaker on support is allegedly one of his better roles, to be fair. He's kind of just good at all the roles without being great at any one. But in this game, I feel like I want the inverted wingers getting a bit further forward. Anyway, there is a matter of minutes left in this game. 30 minutes to be precise. Could we get a goal here? That would have helped us, wouldn't it? It's headed away. And now it's with Vocacero, who's already put us to the sword twice with a goal and an assist. And he's going all on his own. He hits the side netting mercifully for us. But that is not what I want to see in this game. Going to get a little bit shouty. And set piece maybe here. It's going to be Erk over it. Dinks it. Van Dijk is there. He's offside. He's still waiting for his first goal in a live com. VAR's going to have a look at it. I think it is off. The little dink by Erk was really nice, though. Really intelligent ball in. Kind of spotted Van Dijk, unmarked goal sign. I'll tell you what, he's not far off at all. The header as well was a really great header, which is not something he's actually particularly good at. But the one time where he gets a good connection on his head, it's offside. Doesn't matter. Right, we're still going, though. We're not going to give up just yet. Calafiori with Ferguson. I feel like I'm quickly developing a soft spot for Ferguson. You might also notice I've given him the number 9, everyone. So clearly I have high hopes. Erk finds himself inside, tucks it away. Kursat Erk, you big boy. 15 minutes left for another, and the change of putting him out on the right-hand side has worked wonders there. Goal number 3 for the season, and Van Dijk with another assist. He's not getting the goals I was expecting him to get, but I'll tell you what, he is slowly but surely accumulating assists. Nice finish here, and with 15 minutes left, there is still plenty of time left to be played here. I remain optimistic. Maybe that is a little bit of delusion creeping in. Going to demand more, and I'm also going to go attacking. 4 minutes left. I can't really afford to change too much more to go more attacking, to be honest. We're already very attacking. Unfortunately, no more highlights to speak of, so a strong end to the game, a game that actually ended up with us having a slightly higher XG. It was hard fought, but as soon as you go 3 goals down in a game, doesn't take me to tell you this, when you go 3 goals down in a game, you make it pretty hard for yourself to come back and get anything from it. But, I don't know, we went toe-to-toe with them there, which is something that I feel like we can feel a little bit proud of. Am I kidding myself? Maybe slightly. Let's be honest. It's upsetting. But look, Milan, they're top of La Liga, not La Liga. They're top of Serie A. They are unbeaten. They are a very, very good team. It's probably worth just having a peek at how Dortmund are doing in the Bundesliga, to be fair, because they have now leapfrogged us in the group stage. Right now, 7 games played. They've won 2 of them, so that's good. They're doing really, really well. Who's their best player? Uslu. I mean, they don't look very good, but they have just demolished Atletico Madrid. Anyway, looking further ahead and kind of to the games that we've got coming up, we have got Dortmund and United back-to-back, but in light of the fact that we've already done 3 games or 3 episodes this season, and we're not that far into the year, I think we're going to come back for the next game against Dortmund, the one on the 5th of November. That should be a big one for us. We should have a pretty good idea. There may even be a need to win that game in order to make it through the Champions League into the knockout rounds. Otherwise, could be third, could be worse. We might just be crashing out of Europe again prematurely. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. 2 pretty good matches on the whole. Lots of reasons to be optimistic. One thing I'll just leave it on is the fact that whilst our transfer budget is £21 million right now, we've got almost £100 million in the bank. I would like to believe the board are going to give me a massive wad of cash to spend in January. Whether or not I end up spending it, I suppose, remains to be seen. But on the whole, I feel like we're in a good little spot, everyone. PSG want to sign Regina. Absolutely do one. Let me know in the comments if you got to the end of the video. This is how you can prove you stick it out to the end. You're one of the hardcore. How much would you accept for Regina? Let me know in the comments. I've previously said I want 70 million for him. At this point, given how consistent, good at important matches he is, given the fact he's homegrown at club, given the fact he's a regen who plays right back who's actually good, I don't even know if I can put a price on him. I don't even know if I can. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you for your support as always. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.